Good morning. What is she doing? Well, I'm going live on Tuesday mornings to help you figure out how to make your next big, bold career pivot. And I thought about canceling today because, as you can see, I'm in the mountains playing in the snow. And when I scheduled this session around time and fitting it all in, I decided to go ahead and go live an hour earlier because showing up as authentically me is really valuable. And I think you're going to learn some stuff today. By no means am I saying that you should work on your vacation, but you see, this is a work trip. I have a workshop tomorrow all day in Vail, and I decided to add some play to my work. It's so easy to focus on money, 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 but it really is our time that is our most precious asset. Well, and then when we're trying to do something big like a career pivot and we're feeling desperate and frustrated, trying to fit it all in has a way of just making the whole situation snowball and feel worse. I can give you tips all day, but how much can you add in before you break? And if you've been following me for a while and you really haven't taken that step back to deliberately plan your time, then I'm sorry because my tips have probably been adding to your frustration and stress. So today, let's dial it back and take some steps and go back to where you should start. I assume if you're here, you've committed to your vision. What are you doing? Are you career pivoting to a promotion, to a new job? Have you already started a side hustle or business and just trying to figure out how to get that going so you can quit your day job? Or maybe you've already taken that 100% entrepreneurial plunge and it's not going as you expected because it never does. And you're trying to learn how to accelerate your business growth. Whatever it is, commit to the vision and the ballpark, big level steps that you need to get there. Number two, when we do big, hard things in our life, we kind of know it's going to be hard, but it is going to be hard. It's going to be uncomfortable and it's going to feel not fair. And you're going to want to reward yourself and you're going to make up all these stories in your head about this situation. But if you truly want to do something big and exceptional, you have to be dedicated to doing it and the extraordinary efforts. So, first thing that you need to do if you haven't done this already is look at your schedule. I don't know what's in your life. Do you work full time? Do you have kids? Do you have caregiving duties? Are your kids finally leaving the house, but they pop in? Whatever it is, figure out how much time you have to dedicate to this thing. Be realistic and then hold yourself to it. The next step is to time block. You have to put this at the top of your priority list. And if you're working full time block those lunch periods. Wake up an hour earlier, do a time block. When you get home, do a time block. If you have children and you've been the primary caregiver for children, adults, it's really tempting when they call to say, oh, I'm going to push this to the side and go do that thing, or I'm going to volunteer. No, hold yourself to your time blocks. Act as if it is a full-time job that you cannot move just because you want to go volunteer at reading time. Because you have committed to this, so do it. And if you have a really hard day at work and you have that 7 to 9 time block booked, it's really easy to say, oh, today was brutal. I deserve a break. I need a break. I need me time. Well, you know what? If you do that again and again, you're just pushing back the finish line of this goal that you have for yourself. And I'm not saying you shouldn't be kind to yourself on those days. We all have things, the steps in this big plan. Some of them are easier for us to do, and some of them we avoid. So on those nights when you're feeling really beat down, maybe make that your education night where you listen to something and you go for a walk. I guarantee you're going to feel 10 times better when you're done than if you had just turned on Netflix and avoided everything. Another step that I recommend, in addition to time blocking, is reframe and reimagine the time you already have. I was really stressed out. I put this work trip in my calendar, but there's always so many things that I had to get done. And I was walking out the door and I still hadn't done some major deliverables. And I realized, how can I get them done while I'm enjoying some skiing? On the drive up, I wrote a speech in the car. On the lifts, checking messages, checking in on social media. I was able to work out some logistics for another thing that I have going on. Again, I do not recommend working through your vacations, but today, this is not a vacation for me. This is me sneaking in time to play while I'm working. Is there anything you can get done while you're at work? Have you already quiet quitted? Are people really watching what you're doing? Can you do some computer research? Can you work on your networking when you're at work? Can you talk to people who are at your company and a few steps above you and show interest in what they're doing? Because one, they might all of a sudden see you in a different way and offer you a role, a move, lateral move, or a promotion. But two, you might also get your wheels spinning about what the possibilities are and make your next steps more clear. During your lunch break, can you sign up for networking events? Can you do podcasts or learning events? Reach out to people who have left your company. Show interest in what they're doing, and they might be able to pull you over, right? Repurpose your drive time, as I explained how I did. Listen, I often listen to podcasts during chores, exercise time. I listen to meditations as well, because taking care of your mental health during this time is part of this pivot. It should be a piece of these time blocks. I listen to industry news to learn to speak the language and to help my perspective of what's available out there. When I dropped my kids at sports, or when you're taking your parents to doctor's appointments, or whatever it is you have to do, how can you repurpose that time to get something done while you're there instead of just sitting there and talking to the parents? Of course, unless you are networking and practicing your elevator pitch, please do that. How can you buy more time? Is there something that you can pay someone to do for you to take off your table, your to-do list? Can you delegate? It is time for the kids to do the chores and cook dinner. When my teenagers turned 16, we started sending them to the grocery store, making them responsible for these things. You'd be shocked at how much time you can open up by just delegating and saying, repeat after me, no, no, no. Right now, you need to prioritize your goal. It's not forever. None of this is forever. This is a temporary thing so that you can do this extraordinary thing. I hope you've enjoyed this content. I hope you found it helpful. I enjoyed spending a few minutes with you before I go and hit the slopes. I'll see you soon. Have a fabulous week. I know I'm going to have a fabulous day. Take care. Bye.